Alright fellas, we are back bersama dengan si Boy Vanz di Atur dengan kita orang punya special guest daripada All Blacks, yaitu Mika dan juga Edwin Cocker di sini bersama dengan. How you guys doing, fellas? You good? Y'all
Good, thank you.
right? Thank God. So my next question is, as a player, how do you guys develop from bottom to where you are now? Edwin?
I don't know. I think personally for me, from a small Catholic family of 10.
Yep.
So from a really young age, you learn to fight for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Get into a pecking order where you got older siblings. You need to, obviously have the strong mentality and fight for anything we get. So what I've learned from back home and in my family situation, I applied it to school, and even when I was playing, just having that mentality just to never give up. Especially in the high pressure situations.
Yep.
You learn that at home.
Always fight for yourself. Always fight to survive.
Correct.
I got it. So, Mika.
A little bit similar to Ed. Know that we are like Pacific Island background.
Yep.
So I think as little kids, if you travel around Auckland, you see any park or anyone on the street, they're holding a rugby ball. So we were brought up like that, just playing on the street or playing in the backyard, and growing up through primary school, our parents sort of a little bit strict Polynesians. You set a goal for school, you set a goal for sport. So whatever we wanted to do growing up, they probably the biggest supporters. Come to every training after school, will take you, will invest a lot of time just because where they come from, they didn't get that. So the reason why they we moved to New Zealand for a better life. They just wanted to bring us up, a bit better than what they got. So they were always really supportive, and as you know, rugby is the number one sport in New Zealand.
Sure.
Every little kid's dream is to play or represent New Zealand.
Yeah.
So that was installed in us growing up, and our parents were big supporters. And
Good to know.
It was just in the blood.
Yep. I wish my parents like that. But it's for me. My dream is to play rugby, but I didn't manage to play rugby. But it's okay. That is the question for Edwin Cocker and also Mika. And the third question is, what's inspired you to be in Sabah? Brett, go ahead.
I guess for me, before here I was in Melbourne coaching.
Oh, okay.
In Australia, and then one of my good mates knew one of the brothers that run the club. So when he mentioned to me, he said, "Oh, they're looking for a coaching director in Malaysia." My first reaction was, "Do they play rugby in Malaysia?" Because it's we're out those ways. It's you don't really see what's happening in the Asia countries. So I thought for me it was a challenge. So I went, "Oh yeah, okay." So I came over, and then I guess it was a bit hard at first because my family wasn't here.
Sure.
But I guess the easiest thing, for me, traveling around the world playing rugby was no different to coming to Malaysia.
Yeah.
So I think for us it was about trying to embrace the culture, which we did first, and then building relationship with the people around you just made it so much easier. And then sort of in terms of environment, as players, trying to make everyone accountable and everyone bought in, so it's really engaging. So that's why I'm still here after 8 years. It's just
so long. 8 years, man.
Yeah, long time.
So for you, Edwin, what's inspired you to be here in Sabah?
I first came to Sabah many moons ago through connection through the Tan family. Again, it was a bit of unknown because just like Brad alluded to, you didn't know what type and level of rugby was here, but it was a bit more intriguing than anything at first. But when I got to meet people, firstly introduced to the Tan family, we have a thing with if you get vouched for in terms of this guy's a really good thing. We always try to go see where one of our friends or mates tell us to go, because we trust who they push us to.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. And then after getting to know them, it just flourished from there, from playing for tournaments in Borneo to playing in tournaments in Singapore, and then obviously at the Cobra 10s.
Yeah.
So it's just been playing for firstly playing for the club, and then transitioning into coaching as well.
Oh, nice. Alright, itu dia guys. Dorang punya inspiration berada di Sabah, dia betul-betul terbaik. Macam sendiri si Brad Mika cakap pun, dia sudah 8 tahun di sini. Environment semua memang junjun. Dia bilang itulah. Thank you juga kepada yang Sabahan yang selalu accept macam kita orang punya tetamu daripada luar untuk invite masuk pergi di dalam di sini, dan kita very very ada acceptance lah kan teman-teman ngawi. Seperti mana yang kamu orang buat sama si Brad Mika dan juga Edwin Cocker di sini. Oke, kita akan kembali selepas ini. Kita jika bye nih. Alright, teman-teman ngawi bersama dengan si Boy Vanz di Bah Atur, dengan kita orang punya special guest daripada All Blacks, yaitu Brad Mika dan juga Edwin Cocker di sini. And Brad Mika, I want to ask you this. What do you think of the engagement for rugby sports to the Sabahans?
I think it's good in this region. I know being here for the last 8 years, there's a lot of rugby that is going on in different schools, and you got a lot of teachers that are really engaged in the sport. Where they go on to do their rugby coaching papers, level 1, level 2. Then you got like our club, you got a set of coaches that go into the various schools in the area to introduce the sport. And we know the kickback off that, sometimes parents think it's a little bit too much contact, and a little bit concerned of all the hits and the knocks. But we sort of run sometimes we run workshops. Say like before the last sevens tournament we had sort of like a rugby show where there was like a little bit of introduction, passing ball. There was face painting and stuff like just the
Community engagement.
Yeah, community engagement. Just to introduce the sport. To be involved in a little fun environment, and sort of at the same time trying to engage them and to get to play the sport, or even use it as another extra curriculum.
Oh, nice. So, how do you inspire the people, especially in Sabah, to this sport? How do you inspire them? So, I mean, to engage more in this sport, especially towards the young generation. I mean,
I guess like like I said before, there's a lot of other schools and various age group rugby teams where people aspire to, and so we got a few Sabahans that have made the actual national team. So you got, say, a group of them in the women's team, then you got a group of them in the men's team. Then when you bring those Sabahans back to the schools or the road shows, and then all these little kids look up to them. That's the engagement that we're trying to get across. Look, if you want to pursue the sport, then you can. There's a pathway to represent your country. For yourself, for your family, something to be proud of.
Got it. Nice.
And I think with the the popularity of the Borneo Sevens as well, we got a lot of international players coming in, from humble beginnings and then making national teams right across the world. That's another thing, and obviously the success, winning is important as well, but not the complete sort of answer. Again, community engagement is really important, and then having world-class coaches, trying to lift the standards of their skill and what they know about rugby.
Got it. Nicely engagement towards those young generation. Itu dia Mike pula, Brad, Mika dan juga Edwin Cocker punya opinion based on apa yang kita mau kasih, macam bagi engagement kepada dorang yang muda-muda ini, yang banyak tim daripada Sabah ini yang pergi international, especially ada satu si Terence pernah kasih tahu 2 hari, sama juga si KH Tan ada bagi tahu yang dorang pergi Korea, Lepas tu balik, terus menang lagi. Itulah yang betul-betul kita mau kasih bagi inspiration kepada generasi-generasi yang akan datang, especially yang masih bersekolah. Oi, kalau lah begini time saya dulu, tokoh saya rasakan saya pun tidak bercerita sama kamu orang sekarang, saya akan interview di sini. Tapi tiba kita akan kembali selepas ini, guys. Kita jika baik. So we are back, fellas, bersama dengan Boy Vanz dan juga Mika and Edwin Cocker di sini. So, Mika and Edwin Cocker, I want to ask you particular this, as many as the Sabahan, including me, are interested to know what is the haka. Actually, is what is the haka?
The haka is it's a war dance.
War dance.
Yeah, so tribes used to declare war. When they declare war on people, it's always to show the pride,
Yeah.
the unity, strength. As you see when you watch the
Always,
War Vanz
yeah,
story.
All Blacks.
Yeah, native to the Maori people of New Zealand, so the indigenous, and before the British used to come to the foreshores trying to conquer New Zealand,
Yeah.
all the Maoris would line up on the shore and do the war dance to dispel or to
To taunting.
taunting and the factual expressions and the violent actions
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
deter them from entering the line. So
Yeah.
that was part of it as well. But not only that, we use it for special ceremonies like funerals, celebrations like
Sure.
weddings,
Yeah.
and as a sign of respect.
So, it mostly the New Zealanders, they always during the funerals, during the special ceremonies, and especially a marriage, right? They usually use the haka to embrace this culture of the New Zealanders. So, one more questions. What are your advice to the Sabahan who are interested or into this sport? Ed?
If you're interested, just like Sabah, it's a big mess, and then in terms of land,
Yep.
but I know the people from Sabah have got an even bigger heart. So with that comes a good challenge for you to take part in a aggressive sport. You can sort of get a lot of your energy out,
Yep.
especially a lot of your frustrations during the week. So contact is another good way to let their steam out.
Yep.
So just if you're not too worried about contact and stuff, it's an excellent sport where you have to multitask multiple times and very quickly.
Yep.
It's a fast sport. So
Okay. Red?
Yeah, just like it, I reckon. Get out there. Not only in terms of the sport and the content itself,
Yeah.
but it teaches you values. Being in a team,
Yeah.
gives you standards which
Yeah.
you can carry on in your everyday life. So being part of a team environment, it really helps with your upbringing in life.
Got it.
challenging it, and you're put into high pressure moments, and it's just setting you up just for life. You go through a lot of adversity, but then if you got a bit of a backbone from rugby,
Yep.
and it sets you up to find a way to solve it. So
Nice. Alright, itu dia kata-kata untuk kamu orang yang betul-betul mau macam interest, betul-betul yang mau join. Sebenarnya kadang-kadang kamu tidak tahu apa yang kamu mau, macam mana abang mau engage nih. Tapi itu dia kata-kata dorang. Daripada segi kamu orang punya sifat juga sendiri untuk mungkin macam dia bilang si Edwin tadi, kalau yang kamu kasih hilang tuh stres, kontak pun salah satu cara dia. Tapi itulah, bukan terus kau pergi sigung, kau ambil tumbuk kalau mau kalau kamu orang mau join ini rugby. Rugby sport is a sacred sport, guys. Alright, so respect that. Okay, kita akan kembali selepas ini. Kita jika baik. Alright, Tobirai Kong Awi, sebelum kita orang say bye-bye sama si Edwin Cocker dan juga Mika daripada All Blacks New Zealand ini, I want to ask to ask you guys a very short inspiration speech to those, especially to those young generation Brad Micah?
Just the message here to the young generation
Yeah.
is to main thing is to enjoy life.
Enjoy life.
Find what your purpose and your why is. You know, what gets you up in the morning.
The biggest why.
Yeah, the biggest why. Set some goals and chase your dreams.
Got it.
Another thing is, you know, there's no substitute for hard work.
Yeah.
And the other main important one is be good to your mom and dad.
Got it.
You do that, you'll be someone in this world.
Got it. All right. Edwin Cocker.
What Brad just said right there. No, I think just like anything in life, the first thing you must do is just attempt. There's always going to be failure,
Yeah.
but then it gets back to what you learned from your parents and stuff, and it's a good character building for you, so which will set you up for what's going to happen next.
Got it.
So just keep attempting. You know, you look at stars like Michael Jordan. He never always got the shot, but then you look at how many shots he did miss.
Yep.
That's what the result.
Got it.
Same sort of philosophy.
Nice. Crush down, stand up, and do it again. Alright. Itu dia, guys. Very short inspiration daripada Brad Micah dan juga Edwin Cocker di sini. Dan teman-teman Ngawi, kita akan mau say bye-bye sudah sama diorang sebab sekejap lagi diorang mau pulang sudah. Bukan tidak. Terence pun di sini angguk-angguk sudah. So diorang memang mau pulang sudah selepas ini. And thank you so much Brad Micah and Edwin Cocker for
Pleasure.
being in the studio with us and to the listeners.
Thank you for having us.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and we will jumpa. Oh nah, tengok. Champion sudah si Brad di sini. Terima kasih dia bilang. Dan juga teman Eko Ngawi, thank you so much yang kamu bersama dengan kami dari awal tadi sampailah saat-saat terakhir ini. Kita jumpa di hari yang seterusnya. Kita juga baik. Can you guys say kita juga baik ini?
Kita
Jika banyak.
Ya, kita juga baik ini. Just
juga banyak.
Kita juga baik. Yes, let's go.